Good morning and welcome to the 10 a.m. daily weather brief. Starting us off, taking a look at the current radar out there, we can see that on the most recent scan, we do remain free of any reflectivity, so no indicated precipitation across the local area as of current, and we do anticipate that remaining the case for the remainder of the day. Might see a couple pop-up showers as we move into those afternoon, early evening hours. However, most of that activity, as mentioned earlier in this morning's brief, does look to be confined to areas further north, so likely staying dry for today here at Wallops. Now, taking a look at the next 7 days ahead, high pressure is continuing to build in and will continue to do such on Friday and into Saturday. We'll see mostly dry conditions as a result, with the exception of some slight daily rain and thunderstorm chances in the afternoon as moisture does start to increase across the region. And then on Saturday, we'll see a weak trough dropping in through the Mississippi River Valley, and that will be slowly approaching us from the west by Sunday night and into Monday. And as that happens, we'll see a south to southwesterly flow begin to develop across the area, and that will work to pull in plenty of moisture from further south and set us up for some scattered to widespread showers and thunderstorms. And it does look like the highest rain and storm coverage looks to be on Monday afternoon and evening, and that does look to linger into Tuesday and persist through Tuesday before we see high pressure building back in on Wednesday, and those associated boundaries exit the region off to the east. And then by midweek, we'll return to that more settled pattern that we are currently in now, with the exception of those typical afternoon and evening rain chances hanging around and seasonal temperatures to complement. And that's going to continue to be the case to round out the next week ahead. We might see a slight upward trend in those temperatures, but still largely remaining around our seasonal average. So aside from this weekend, looking at largely pretty nice summer weather typical of this time of the year. Looking at the 24-hour forecast for today, largely unchanged from this morning, aside from slight gust changes. Today, seeing plenty of sunshine, scattered clouds throughout the day, and we might see a slight uptick in that total cloud coverage early tomorrow morning and in the early evening of tonight, or the late evening of tonight, of which we might even see a scattered shower, although chances for such do remain low. Thus, we do have that very slight chance noted down there in the remarks. For temperatures today, temperatures climbing into the low 80s and dropping back down to around 70 or just below, similar to what we saw yesterday evening. And our relative humidity is around 70 as of this morning, dropping down and continuing to trend downwards through the afternoon into and around 50%. So it should be a quite comfortable afternoon, and then we'll see the moisture and relative humidity rebound overnight with those dropping temperatures. As for the winds out of the northwest today, remaining light to modest and gusting into the upper teens at times, and then we'll see a downwards trend as we move into the evening hours, winds turning light and variable, with greens across the board for our operational risks. There are none to make note of for today. Then for the short-term forecast on Friday, looking at mostly sunny conditions with a slight chance of those afternoon showers or thunderstorms popping up, a high of around 82. Friday night, partly cloudy, a low around 70, greens across the board. And Saturday, greens across the board, however, this time with mostly cloudy conditions, and we do still have a very slight chance of seeing an afternoon pop-up shower or thunderstorm. Again, typical this time of the year, with a high around 83. And that will bring us on to our 7-day outlook to round out our 10 a.m. brief here. Seeing plenty of sunshine on Thursday and Friday. Slight rain chances introducing themselves on Friday and Saturday, with building cloud cover on that Saturday as we move into and through the weekend. Temperatures remaining consistent with this time of the year, at just below average. And then on Sunday, we do see rain chances building in the evening time as that trough approaches. Temperatures still remaining consistent. Monday, good chance of seeing showers and thunderstorms. And Tuesday, those chances do spill over and persist through much of the day. Temperatures, again, still remaining near average. And then Wednesday, we should see clearing on the backside and lowered rain chances. However, can't rule out that typical summertime pop-up shower or thunderstorm. Overall, we have a nice end to our working week this week. We'll see some unsettled weather late in the weekend and into the early portion of next week, and then we should see an improvement and slightly, or a consistent but slight upwards trend in those temperatures to round us out for the upcoming week ahead. That's going to conclude the 7-day outlook. Hope everyone has a wonderful rest of their day, and we'll be back tomorrow at 8:15 with the daily weather operations brief.